It was cold outside. It was warm inside. A fine day for a gingerbread, Maddie thought. Maddie's mother put the big blue bowl on the table and lit the stove. Maddie took down a worn-looking cookbook with old-fashioned writing on the cover. He opened it up to the page that said Gingerbread Boy. This book was written by Jan Brett, and the story is called The Gingerbread Baby. Jan Brett, The Gingerbread Baby. They measured and mixed. Maddie rolled the dough into the shape of the gingerbread boy, and they popped him in the oven. Bake a full 8 minutes. No more, no less. Do not peek at the recipe. Maddie listened to the clock. Tick tock, tick tock. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Maddie couldn't wait until any longer. He opened the oven door to take a peek, and instead of a gingerbread boy, out jumped a gingerbread baby. He pranced around the big blue bowl. I'm the gingerbread baby, fresh from the pan. If you want me, catch me if you can. Maddie's mother reached for the gingerbread baby to put him back into the oven, but he ran all around the kitchen. The door opened, and in came Maddie's father. "What's that delicious smell?" he asked, as the gingerbread baby tumbled his legs and outside into the yard. What happened? Oh, I wonder who he's gonna run into next. I wonder who. Oh, he ran by the tabby cat. She twitched her tail and sprang at him. They rumbled and tumbled, but the gingerbread baby came out on top. This is my favorite. I bet you can't guess why. He ran toward the garden wall. The dog caught a whiff of the tasty ginger and sniffed along behind him. But the gingerbread baby was halfway up when the dog caught up. He barked and barked at the gingerbread baby and climbed over the wall. Maddie was still inside, and he heard his mother and father yelling. He heard a cat meowing and a dog barking, and he heard the gingerbread baby shouting, "Catch me if you can." Maddie opened up the worn-looking cookbook for the second time. Meanwhile, the gingerbread baby wheeled on down the path and into the barn. The goat looked up as he somersaulted across their backs. The last one tried to catch him, but the gingerbread baby was too fast. Martha and Madeline were standing by the wall when the gingerbread baby stopped to take a drink. They looked at each other and winked. Martha started to talk to him, while Madeline tiptoed up behind him with the bucket. But they couldn't fool the gingerbread baby. He took a braid from Martha and a braid from Madeline and tied them in a knot and ran down the road. Oof, looks like it hurts. Back in the house, Maddie stirred, mixed, and rolled the dough. He shaped it, but in a pan and into the oven. Tick-tock, tick-tock. 8 long minutes. This time, he didn't peek. I'll catch him if I can, Maddie asked himself. What do you think he's baking? As he was bouncing along, the gingerbread baby saw a farm just up ahead. He jumped in and settled down for a ride, next to the mama pig. The smell of the gingerbread was too much for her. She tossed him high in the air, closed her eyes, and opened her mouth. But the gingerbread baby twisted in the air and came down hard on her porky little snout. Ooh, so close. I'm a gingerbread baby, too quick for the mother and the father, too fast for the cat, the dog, the goats, too clever for Martha and Madeline, too smart for Mama Pig. Well, who's left? Catch me if you can. Feeling smug, the gingerbread baby came to a bridge that crossed over the village. Just as he got to the middle, he heard running feet behind him and saw a crowd of villagers ahead of him. The gingerbread baby was trapped. He jumped up onto the railing, backflipped through the air, and landed on a chunk of ice floating down the river. Can you find him? Do you see him? Oh, I think Maddie's up to something. The ice bobbed along the gingerbread baby, dancing on top and singing in a loud voice. Look at me, what do you see? The best gingerbread baby ever. Until his feet got cold and he jumped ashore. Oh no! Who was watching from the trees? It was the fox. He crept up behind the gingerbread baby, ready to eat him up. But the fox couldn't help himself, and he licked his chops. Smack, smack. That gingerbread baby heard him, and he ran as fast as he could. Just when the fox was catching up, the gingerbread baby saw the milk and cheese man with his can of milk. The perfect hiding place, he thought. He lifted the lid, lowered himself inside. He was so pleased that he sang at the top of the gingerbread voice. Ha ha, hee hee, you'll never find me. I'm the gingerbread baby. Come catch me if you can. Oh, what does it look like Maddie made? The milk and cheese man heard the gingerbread baby's voice. Who was meddling with my milk, he shouted, and lifted the lid. But the gingerbread baby was ready. He jumped up, tweaked his nose. Man, that gingerbread baby's not very nice. He's pretty immature. He didn't cook long enough. Now the milk and cheese man, the fox, the villagers, the mama pig, Martha, Madeline, the bleeding goats, they were all after the gingerbread baby. and getting closer, and he knew it. The brash baby was not as peppy or proud as he had been. He sniffed a familiar smell, and he followed his nose into the woods. He couldn't believe what he saw there. In the middle of the clearing was a gingerbread house, frosted with sugar, covered with candy, and doors with peppermint handles wide open. The gingerbread baby clapped his hands with glee and ran inside. Look at the cute little house. What a clever idea. In a tick-tock, everyone arrived in the clearing, but all they found were a few bits. Oh no! Frosting, a peppermint candy, and some crumbs. The father explained, "The gingerbread baby has finally met his match. I wonder who it was." The mother said, "Let's go home and tell Maddie." "Well, hello, Maddie," said his father, and when they got home, "We never did catch that gingerbread baby. All we found was some crumbs in the snow." "I see you have been busy, though," his mother said, looking at the gingerbread house Maddie was holding. "Too bad we never caught the gingerbread baby." "Too bad," said Maddie. Only Maddie could hear the tiny voice from inside the house. "I'm the gingerbread baby, lucky as can be to be having a house that Maddie made for me." "Oh, Miss Krista's friends, I have an idea. I wonder if you can make a gingerbread house and send it to me, a picture of it anyway. Otherwise, I would just have to eat the house. But, yeah, make a gingerbread house. Let me see pictures of your gingerbread house. Thanks."